I've never ever gotten violent in any of these protests before. I've been attacked numerous times, and I support you fully. And I know the danger here. I understand that they will get violent by my presence, but your job is to serve and protect, and I am abiding by the laws. I'm good.
I know you are.
If they're getting violent,
For your safety.
so I'm being arrested for my own safety. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I attended the Invasion Day rally in Melbourne to talk to any protester that was willing to engage peacefully. But I guess the organisers were a little bit rattled by my video last year that exposed their attendees for not knowing anything about the actual date they were supposedly protesting.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not from here. I'm not a local.
What date did the First Fleet actually arrive here? Do you know?
No.
What's the problem with the date exactly?
The date is the first, so on this day, James Cook arrived in Australia.
After that, it makes sense they didn't want me back this year. After all, last year's video got millions of hits, made national news, and the country was left mocking them instead of sympathising with their cause. So you're telling me he arrived on the 26th of January?
Okay, mate, if you're going to be like saying there's some sort of semantics about dates and you're going to try and get me out in that bit.
Well, you're here because you want to change the date, so there's no semantics.
We want to abolish the date, actually.
What date did they arrive?
Today, the 26th of January.
Are you sure about that?
Who are you?
My name's Avi. As you'll see in this video, I did get arrested at yesterday's rally. But unlike the mainstream media reported, it had nothing to do with interrupting a speech by an Aboriginal woman talking about the murder of her cousin. So, news.com.au. Maybe give me a call before publishing your fake news.
I think a great example is the 26th of January. What is that, and what does that mean to Australians, First Nations, non-First Nations as well? So,
my personal opinion is that some kind of pay the rent scheme could work here in Australia.
This year's rally was themed Pay the Rent, in which organisers encouraged their online followers to transfer money into a bunch of accounts, and protesters on the day to chuck their hard-earned cash into a bucket. Weirdly, all the money seems to be going to a former Greens MP, Lydia Thorpe, who just happens to be associated with almost every account involved. So this year I wasn't gonna bother checking what they didn't know about the date, because if you wanna watch that, just check out last year's video. The link is below. Instead, I've decided this time I'm going to ask how much they are giving the former Greens MP. My bet, they don't even know who she is. So without further ado, I'm going to walk you from the beginning to the end of what really happened yesterday. And when you're finished, make sure to join me at supportavi.com. As I was heading towards the protest, I noticed this bloke handing out Happy Australia Day cards.
I do believe Australia has given me so much opportunities, including job opportunities. I guess the country itself has a lot of, things to enjoy.
Hell yes.
I believe as a South Korean, who is originally from South Korea, I would love to abide into Australian law, and I would like to get into their culture because I'm a foreigner, but they have graciously accepted me as one of their permanent residents. And I think it's my duty to learn their language and to be a part of the culture, but also bring my uniqueness to the country.
What a legend. Now that's the kind of attitude we want to import. But I had to keep moving. And as I got closer, I bumped into this lot. We have the Socialist Alternative red flaggy. How you going, lads? What's happening today? No. You're not interested? I want to ask, did you pay your rent today? Have you paid? You're here in Melbourne CBD. Have you paid your rent to the Indigenous owners of this land? No? Do you think Lydia Thorpe deserves some payment for the socialists here taking Aboriginal land?
This guy's a fascist, don't talk to him. Like literally, he fucking hates, Brad, yeah, he hates.
Oh my God. I didn't realise what he said until I watched this back. Did you notice how old mate had to stop himself from saying he hates brown people because he realised how dumb that sounds. So he went with this. What do I hate?
Fuck up, dude. He hates brats. He hates brats. He hates brats. He hates brat. Yeah, he hates
What do I hate?
Fuck up, dude.
We'll let them do what they're doing. You know, the socialists deserve a ride here, but I hope they paid their rent today to Lydia Thorpe. On that note, I was on my way to get some intelligent answers, only to be stopped by one of my white supremacist fans they keep telling you about.
Sorry.
How you doing?
Because you're my partner, biggest fan, which is why I was thinking.
You want a selfie? Let's do a selfie.
Yes.
Where's your camera?
Hope it's fine.
We've got to do portrait, because that's what's better. And then we go this way. Let's check it. Oh, that's a good photo.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later. This is the front of the protest. They've got their Extinction Rebellion. You'll recognise those microphones from the speakers from Extinction Rebellion. How you going, lads? Have you guys paid your rent to Lydia Thorpe today? No? How dare you be here? How you going, brother? You all right?
Yeah, puzzle.
The last thing I would expect on this land, on this stolen land, is for them to be so rude and obnoxious to a person of colour. You here to protest?
I'm here to walk in solidarity with my friends, yeah.
So did you pay your rent today?
Yes.
So how much did you give Lydia Thorpe? You don't know who Lydia Thorpe is?
I'm not going to get political.
I want to just understand, so you don't know what date to change it to?
Not yet.
Not yet. Let's give him a hand. Let's help him out.
Hey, mate.
You don't want a hand?
You don't
want a hand?
Yeah.
I was just here to help you out, guys. Have you guys paid your rent to be here on the corner? Did you pay?
What you're about today?
Did you pay your rent?
Are you here to ask that?
I'm asking the questions, yeah.
Well, that's not a good thing to be doing.
Why? If you gave money...
It's not worth talking to.
I'm a Nazi. I'm a Nazi. I'm a Jew. I'm a proud Jew.
I'm Palestinian.
Are you Palestinian?
Yes.
Yeah? You speak Arabic?
Rishana Arabia.
You're not Palestinian by a long shot, but
Yeah, I am.
you're about as Palestinian as they are Indigenous. That's about when things began to escalate.
I'm going to have to ask you to move on today, okay? Under breach of the police laws.
Which section is that?
I don't know which section it is. Summary offence.
Under Section 6, I'll tell you, it's under Section 6. Okay. I've got it here. Well, listen, with all due respect, I have the Summary Act right here in front of me, and both of us want you to perform your duties in the best of your abilities.
Yep.
And under the Act that you've just tried to move me on under, it is not valid if someone is speaking or otherwise behaving in a way that is apparently intended to publicise the person's view about a particular issue. That is what I'm here to do. So unless you're going to, you're unlawfully going to arrest me. If somebody's going to...
I'm not going to arrest you. I'm just asking you to move on. Well, should you fail to do so...
I'm telling you now, I am not moving on. Okay. I am legally allowed to be here. This is my right as an Australian citizen to be here and do exactly what I'm doing. I understand that it may be difficult because that group may get violent, but that's your job, is to serve and protect the innocent civilians of this country, not to take the easy way out. And I stand and I support your job and I support you. I've never ever gotten violent in any of these protests before. I've been attacked numerous times and I support you fully. And I know the danger here. I understand that they will get violent by my presence, but your job is to serve and protect, and I am abiding by the laws.
If you appreciate, though, that they may get violent in response to you, then you must appreciate that you may be in breach of the peace by being here.
So my answer to you is, I come from the Israeli Defence Force. I tell you now, one thing we don't do in the Middle East is cower to the bullies. They are the bullies. I will not cower, and you should not cower. Let's be in this together. You are cowering if you're getting me, the victim of a potential victim of violence, to move because they're going to get violent.
So what I'm asking you to do respectfully, and as my offside has said already, we're asking you respectfully to move on, okay, to prevent a breach of the peace. And so, now we've given you that direction. Yep. If it's not obeyed, then we'll have further powers to move you on.
Okay, so what I'm telling you, those powers don't extend to unlawful arrest. Listen, I've been through this situation before, I understand. And this week I won my last case, 5 charges dismissed. You withdrew your case against me, and if you arrest me today, I'm not going to let it off with me paying court costs. I'm going to sue you for harassment, because this is the last 5 charges you just dropped. This charge, I will go after you, and I respect your job, but your job is not here to detain Australians that are willing to stand up for Australia Day or Australians that abide by the law.
I'm not here to detain you today. I'm just here to ask you to move on.
I'm telling you, I'm not moving on today. So off I went to continue doing what I am legally entitled to do. How much did you pay Lydia?
The dollars we had in our... Yeah, whatever, all the loose change we had, yeah.
So you gave it to Lydia Thorpe?
Dude, we gave it to the bucket that was there.
You don't know who Lydia is?
No.
Do you know where the money goes to that you've paid to today?
Not quite.
I've got to give it to Lydia. She played this one well. When the organiser called for Australia to be burned, what was she saying?
She didn't call for Australia to be banned.
We've organised this to abolish Australia Day because Australia. Australia, hope it burns to the ground.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, I can't really give a shit about the bushfires. I'm sort of thinking, I work for a school up in WA with kids that need a lot of help up there, so I'm trying to like focus on what I'm doing to help out with all this. And
so you don't give a shit about the bushfires?
Oh man, like you got to take one thing at a time.
One of the organisers here called for Australia to be burned. My question is, has this movement, do they consider the Australian bushfires a win for the movement?
I don't think so.
To be honest with you, I can't really give a shit about the bushfire.
What are we dressed for? Is this Australia Day?
Yeah, we're from Mexico.
From Mexico?
Yeah. Viva Mexico!
Do you love Australia?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Are you residents here?
No.
Are you illegals?
No.
I'm just joking. I want to ask you.
You don't want to see my visa?
Should Australia build a wall?
For Mexico, it won't work.
Have you paid it?
No, I haven't paid it.
So you're going to pay it?
Yeah, we're trying to work that out.
So how much are you going to give Lydia Thorpe?
I don't know. We're trying to work that out.
All these different companies that are under different names to attract people to give them money.
Yeah.
And they're all going to funerals apparently.
You can't apparently go to funerals.
Are you marching here today with this lot?
No, I'm not.
No?
I couldn't conscientiously do it. No
Why
way.
not?
Australia has been a bastion of freedom. Look at what we're doing. We're suggesting that through, yes, there have been improper elements of justice in the systems before, but at the same time, to tear it all down in one sweep would lead to the same global catastrophe that caused the Cold War. I can't stand for that.
Have you paid your rent today?
My rent?
Yeah. We're going to have to deport you back to New Zealand, mate.
Oh, mate, I do have citizenship. Does that work?
Cut. Then suddenly, the usual suspects, a group of about 50 professional protesters that I see at every single left-wing protest, surrounded me in an attempt to intimidate and disrupt me from conducting more interviews.
Your best and your missus? Your best and your missus? I need you to keep walking.
I'm good.
I know you are.
If they're getting violent,
For your safety.
Yeah, that's all right, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm all right. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. How you going? How you going, bro? How you going? Did you pay your rent?
Hey, what's this?
Did you pay your rent? Did you pay your rent? This is a tolerant left. So, it's all right, I'm walking, brother, I'm walking.
HSBC on Swan
So,
a number of media outlets.
It has been really fun to watch that none of them here actually know where they're donating their money when they pay their rent. No one knows who she is. And the bushfires. Don't care about those. Forget about the victims of bushfires. These guys have the moral high ground. Did you pay your rent? Did you pay your rent? Did you pay your rent? So I'm being arrested for my own safety. So am I being charged? Am I being charged here now?
My main priority at the moment is your safety.
So you've arrested me for my own safety?
For breach of the peace.
No. So
you were given a direction to move on?
Yeah, unlawfully.
Move away. I need to make sure that you're safe.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Continue to stay at the side. We don't need an entry.
Can I call my lawyer now?
We're here for everyone.
I'd like to call my lawyer. I've asked. twice.
Yeah. And when it's safe to do so, we'll facilitate.
No, you can call it now. It's safe. It's safe here. It was safe for me to walk in there. No fear of these scum. This is police harassment. This has nothing to do with my personal safety. This is police harassment. I've put them on notice that they had no legal.
Stop.
You had no legal.
Stop. I'm with him.
You had no legal right.
You're obstructing justice. Don't let me arrest.
Go across the road. Go across the road. Go across the road.
Move on.
Morgan, go there.
Keep going. Keep going.
So now police are stopping Morgan from filming. Don't worry. Thank you, brother. This is the state of Victoria. They're too busy targeting conservatives who may come to a rally that has opposing views instead of tackling our gang crime on the streets. Am I being charged, mate?
Yep.
Under Section 6? Yeah? Breach of the peace? I can't wait for this one to go to court. It looks like they held me until the rally went past, for my own safety, of course. Handcuffed, because as you could see, I was the threat.
Turn around. We're going to take these off first.
Why?
So we're going to take this hand off first, mate.
Oh.
Left hand off, okay?
Yeah, you're all right, you're all right, you're all right. Everyone settle down. Remember, this was for my own safety.
Get you to state your name and address for me, please.
I'll give you my name, Avraham Yamini.
Your residential address.
I'm not going to give you that. I'll give you my lawyer's address. Level 40.
What's your lawyer's name?
You'll get to know her in the next coming weeks. Yep.
So before continuing, I must inform you, you're not obliged to say
Yep.
anything. Anything you say to
Yep.
recording and giving evidence.
Yep.
You understand that?
Yep.
I must also inform you of your rights.
Yep.
You have the right to communicate with or attempt
Yep.
to communicate with
My
a
lawyer.
friend or relative to inform the person of your whereabouts. You have the right to communicate with a friend or lawyer or representative. And if you're not a permanent resident of Australia, you have the right to communicate with or attempt to communicate
Yep.
the consular officer, which is a citizen. You understand
Yep.
these
Yep.
rights? Now, earlier you said that you wanted to speak to your lawyer.
Yep.
And I advised you that at that time,
Yep.
I didn't think it was a safe enough time
Yep.
because we were trying to maintain
Yep.
your safety. Would you like the
Yes.
opportunity to speak to your lawyer?
Well, I'm under arrest.
I'm asking you, would you like to speak to
If I'm under arrest, yes.
Okay,
If
I'm
not,
going to be asking you some questions in relation to the hindering of police.
Yep.
And associated
Yeah.
with the
I
breach
wanna
of the
call her.
peace. Okay.
Hindering of police
sorry.
is an indictable offence. You don't have to answer any questions to it.
Yeah, I'm going to have my lawyer here on the phone because we've been through this. I gave you the piece of paper before that tells you your own legislation.
You're under arrest for breach of the peace.
Yep.
Okay, you won't be charged for that. We want to talk to you in relation to hindering police. So you don't have to answer any questions, but you can if you like.
You want to charge me for hindering police?
You're going to be questioned.
You've changed it.
You're going to be questioned in relation to hindering police.
Hindering police.
Under
Okay.
arrest for breach
Yep.
of the peace.
Go on. So I'm under arrest for breach of peace, but you can't actually run that because I gave you the legislation where that was an unlawful arrest. Now you've changed it. Okay. You have it on camera. They've changed it now. I was arrested for breach of the peace, but they're not charging me for that. Now it's for hindering police. Let's go.
Okay, did you want to speak to your lawyer?
No, it's okay. No comment. No comment statement, all of it. Oh, I can't wait for this to go to court. On Friday, they withdrew 5 charges because of the holes in their case. Now, then I didn't go for costs. This one I'm going for costs and harassment. Yep.
So earlier today you were given a
Yep.
direction
Yep.
to move
No
on
comment.
from the area.
No comment.
Now, do you recall that 1300 hours today I spoke to you on
No
work
comment.
stream? There's a direction given to you to move on.
No comment.
What's your reason for hinder police?
No comment.
What's going to happen now, Ari, is we're going to move you from the area.
So I'm here, I'm in the divvy van, and I'm on my phone, I got my phone in my pocket. As you can see, there was no legitimate reason for them to arrest me. They changed it from breach of the peace, and they realised when I knew the legislation better than they did, they changed it to hindering police. I doubt they're going to charge me. This is a way just to get me away from the protest, and it is unlawful. They need to do their job. I get their job is hard, but the fact that now I am being forced into a police divvy van here in a little hole, like a criminal, held on the street for 20 minutes with my hands behind my back, and then let go at my car. It just shows all they wanted to do was get me away from reporting the truth from the front line. They were violent, not me. You saw it. So this is what we're gonna do. Tomorrow, Madeline, the gun lawyer I told the cops about earlier, who already beat them on Friday, is going to start the process of taking Victoria Police on again. But this time, it's not just for me. This is going to set a precedent that allows anyone and everyone to attend any protest, even if they happen to be a conservative. We're going to force police to do their job, to enforce the law. Unlike Antifa, I am happily willing to work with police if they are so concerned about breach of the peace. They can join me at every single protest, but they're going to have to arrest the perpetrators and not the victims of any potential breach of the peace. So, if you're willing and you're able to help in this battle for freedom, please go to supportavi.com now. Now it's our turn to ensure that when I go to these rallies, police will protect us from the violent criminals, as they should have done in the beginning, because we as Australians do not cower to anyone, including leftists who claim we're on stolen land and don't know who they're paying rent. Happy Australia Day, guys. Every single cent counts. I can't do it without you. Supportavi.com now. And Vic Paul, see you in court.